So I just got done watching the Xbox Series X showing, and honestly, I expected it to be a whole lot worse. I'll talk about most of the stuff. Obviously, Halo Infinite, I think, looks awesome. Yes, it is just another Halo game, but honestly, I think it has a lot of potential to be a game that I'm back interested in. Like, what was like the last Halo game I played? Freaking Halo 3 Odyssey for the Xbox 360. I missed out on 4 and 5. I didn't play the first two, but honestly, Infinite makes me a little bit more giddy just to watch. I'm going to get into my complaints in a minute, but let me also just say that I think this was a pretty alright direct / presentation. Alright, time to get into my gripes. I don't think like this ruined the show for me or anything, because it did not. I guess we shall start with just the fact of it not having anything with Cuphead. The DLC is supposed to release this year, and I just think it would have been cool if they're like, well, we are going to be bringing we're going to be bringing over Cuphead to the, we're bringing it over to Xbox Series X. Also, the DLC has either been pushed to 2021, or it's coming out in December. That would have been cool, and like a whole bundle comes out and everything. Honestly, I would like that, because it would be a $20, $25 game for the Switch and Xbox, and all that. And I just think that would have been cool. Second problem, obviously, a lot of people are mad about this as well, especially if you're a Nintendo fan. They did not announce a new Banjo game, which, honestly, it's been, like, over 10 years since the last Banjo game, and technically been 20 years since the last good one, I think. I don't know about the Game Boy titles or the phone versions, but, I didn't think it was bad. I was expecting Banjo, but on the other hand, I was like, it makes sense. But I just want people not to think like, oh, we should get Banjo every time they talk about the Xbox. And they had Rare on, they had Rare as like one of the game selections, so don't lose hope, because we could get it. But obviously, keep it to a fault. This ain't just... Microsoft ain't about just giving us Banjo-Kazooie, which sucks, because a lot of people really wanted it, Banjo-Kazooie. I do too. I like the first one so far. I'm almost done with it. Hint, hint, go check out my gaming channel. But, I get it. And my last gripe, so they did not announce pricing. At least from what I've seen, which I kind of jumped in on it like an hour later, I believe. But still, I mean, at the end they should have said like Xbox Series X will be $499.99 or $399.99 or $799.99. So possibly everybody's going to be thinking, would this I'll talk about some other good stuff real quick. They announced Psychonauts 2. I almost said Forza. I'll talk about Forza in a minute. I'm not into Forza, by the way, if you don't know. But they announced Psychonauts 2, which I did not play Psychonauts 1. They showed off a little bit more Hellblade, which I'm not into Hellblade. I'm really not. It just does not look that fun to me. Now, if I find the game at like a game store for like $15, I'll buy it, no doubt, but... Dang, man, it just sucks, because I really wish that we did get some more about it, like more of a trailer. But Ninja Theory, they showed off Hellblade 2, and it looked pretty good, in my opinion. The game looks good, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't look like the type of game I would play, you know what I mean? Anyways, enough of that. I don't know if they even talked about backwards compatibility, which I don't know. Some of the games, honestly, they just look, a lot of the games that were shooters kind of look the same to me. Of course, some of them weren't like full-on trailers, so I don't know, but still. They announced Phantasy Star Online 2, which I was like, holy crap, guys. You guys know the one that was released for the GameCube, the one that had like a huge controller with the keypad? Yeah, that's coming. They're making a sequel to it, and I'm hoping that they do the same for Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo Switch if it does get a Nintendo Switch release, which would be cool. And then they announced another game by the name of Fable. Now, you might be thinking, well, Fable's already been out. I think this is a remake. Don't quote me on it, but I think it's a remake of the first Fable game. Now, I have never played a Fable game in my life, but I think it's like an RPG, at least from what I've heard. And I think they either announced a new Ori game, or they announced that they're porting an Ori game. I don't know. And lastly, before I head off to talk about everything else, I think that the Xbox Series X is still coming holiday 2020. I don't think they were like, oh, we're going to move it to 2021, which would be a huge mistake on their end, because number one, if it's coming 1 year after the PlayStation 4, nobody's going to pick it up. And that's just honesty. But a lot of games are coming out in 2021, so I'm hoping that I can pick them up if I get an Xbox Series X, is now what I'm going to be talking about. A lot of people are probably going to be asking, is Xbox Series X or is the PlayStation 5 going to be, are they going to be cross-compatible? Or is it technically going to be, who's going to win? Who's technically going to win this? And if you're asking me, I don't know. The PS5, I mean, God bless their soul, because they're doing backwards compatibility with PlayStation 4 games. I'm hoping for Gravity Rush 2. I mean, like my remastered of Gravity Rush 1 would be working on it. Final Fantasy 7 remake. They announced, I think they announced the game coming to Xbox One, Xbox Series X, also going to Xbox One, but I don't know. So I don't know. I'm still thinking on the fact of, am I going to get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X? It's still weird to me that, to this day, we don't know. If you ask me now, I would say I don't know. Because, number one, Nintendo has been doing pretty bad right now, in my opinion. Paper Mario, has been out. I don't have it. You got Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I'm not picking that up until Christmas, because one, I really would rather wait till it's Black Friday, because that's when I'm going out and picking up my stuff. So far, I'm thinking that maybe I would go with PlayStation 5, but I don't know. PlayStation 5 is weird, Xbox Series X and PS5, I like a lot of the PlayStation 5 games, from what we know, and PlayStation 4 games are going to be cross-compatible, a lot of them are, and, there's also freaking whatever, god dang it, the Xbox Series X has a lot of games that I really like. It's a stupid name, in my opinion. So, for now, I'm going to say I don't know yet, and it's almost coming to that time. We're almost at the end of July, we are almost in August, and then after August is September, and they got until December to release these consoles. I believe that's their idea, that they're going to release them all in December, holiday 2020, or November. My idea is I'm probably going to pick up a PlayStation 5, or probably going to pick up an Xbox Series X around Black Friday, or pre-order it. That's the plan. And I'll obviously record and upload a full documentary of which console I pick and why I went to that decision. I'll have unboxings, I'll have games I'll be playing on my gaming channel, and I'll give a full in-depth review of whether you should buy the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X if I get both, which I might not. I might just get one. So, with all that being said, I want to say thank you all for watching. If you want to help out the channel, just leave comments and be positive. Like and subscribe if you're new. You don't need to click notifications if you don't want to. What console are you guys going to get? Are you guys going to stick with Nintendo with the Nintendo Switch? Are you guys going to move over to the Xbox Series X? Are you guys going to stick around are you going to stick with the PlayStation 5? What did you guys think of the Xbox Series X Direct or presentation? What did you guys think of the Nintendo presentation? I thought it was pretty cool. Anyways, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Goodbye.